What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Casual Critic YouTube channel. I'm happy to have you here today. We're going to be reviewing Obi Wan Kenobi that finished its final episode this past Wednesday. Going into it, I just felt like this opportunity... What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Casual Critic YouTube channel. I'm happy to have you here today. We're going to be reviewing Obi Wan Kenobi that just finished its final episode on Wednesday. And I just felt like going in, I felt like I had high expectations, but I felt like there was a lot of opportunity for this show to do it wrong, especially with Star Wars, like hardcore Star Wars fans. I love y'all, but you're nitpicky, babe. You're nitpicky about canon and lore, which I get. I'm a casual critic. I'm a casual Star Wars fan. But I just was nervous for the show, okay? But I was very excited, and the show definitely exceeded my expectations. My review is broken down by episode, so let's get into episode 1 and what I thought about it. Honestly, I loved the recap in the beginning, just showing what happened in the prequels. I got very nostalgic about it. And I love seeing Obi Wan Kenobi just doing the mundane things because he's known as such a great, Jedi warrior and all that. And he's working in some meat factory. I never really figured out what exactly his job was or what he was making or cooking or whatever. But I'd like seeing that side of him. And I also, going into it, I didn't know that Leia was going to be such a huge part of the show, but I loved seeing her in the first episode. And it definitely brought back the feels of the original Star Wars movies. I thought the people that were in the prequels did such a better job in this show. Senator Organa and the guy that plays Luke's uncle, they're in it, and I just felt like they did way better. There were a couple of cringy moments, but honestly, I felt like this was a great first episode to this series, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. Next in episode 2, we got to see a lot of Obi-Wan and Leia being together, which they had great chemistry, and the casting for Princess Leia was incredible. I cannot wait to see what that actress does, because if she's good, as young as she is and she's that good, I cannot wait to see what she does next. But I love their chemistry, and I loved watching them be together. We also got to see more of Inquisitor Reva. I'm pretty sure that's how you say her name. Reva? I'm pretty sure it's Reva. And I'm going to be honest. I felt like throughout the whole show, her acting was it's either really, really good or kind of cringe. And I hate to say that, but for the most part, I think she did a really great job. But there were just a couple moments where I wasn't really feeling it. And at the end of episode 2, we got to see Darth Vader. He's gross. He's scary, but I did love that ending. In episode 3, the Inquisitor and Darth Vader are kind of getting hot on Obi-Wan and Leia's trail, which is spooky. And we also got to meet that really hot Resistance lady. Oh, also, this is going to be spoilers. There's going to be spoilers in this. I'm talking about specifics. So I guess that was kind of already obvious. But if you don't want to know, the real specifics, you need to stop watching. But the Resistance lady, first of all, fell in love. She's hot as hell. What in the... Lord have mercy. I loved her. But I also just liked her character and, how she was there to help him out. We also got to see our first Obi-Wan and Darth Vader one-on-one interaction, which was so scary and intense. I really like that scene just because it shows how Obi-Wan has deteriorated. He really does not have his strength. He really does not have his confidence. And I cannot believe that Darth Vader. I cannot believe that Darth Vader put him in the fire. That was intense. Episode 3 was intense, but I loved the ending too. Honestly, I would give that episode a 4 out of 5. Episode 4 kind of continues with this spooky scary because the Inquisitor now had Leia, captured her, and the way that she was interrogating her was so scary. And we also got to see a lot more from Darth Vader in this episode. And something I want to note about Darth Vader in this series, because I feel like it's just something that really stood out to me, is that Darth Vader's always been spooky, a little bit, but he's not really scared me that much, in the originals and whatever else he's been in, you know what I mean? But I felt like in this show, even though this show came out so much later than the original Star Wars movies, it made him scarier to me in this show and in the originals, because he just came off as so terrifying, and I loved that aspect of this show. Next, in episode 5, it started off with a bang because just the intro was so amazing. Just seeing old Obi Wan Kenobi and old Anakin Skywalker sparring in what appeared to be the Jedi Temple. I loved that. I think that was a great addition. It was nostalgic, and I think this show really does a good job at doing the nostalgia and bringing something new to the table. I think they do that in a great way, but I loved seeing that intro. We also learned more about the Inquisitor's motives because she's not really on Darth Vader's side. No, she is hunting him. She's after him, which apparently he knew the whole time, which I think he just said that so he wouldn't look stupid, because why would you just not kill her, Vader? Why would you just not get, you know what I'm saying? But we learned more about her, and I just love her character arc. I really like her story. Also, RIP to the Resistance MILF because she died. And I was very upset about it. But I did like her death scene. I thought it was maybe just a little bit cringe, but I liked it. let's talk about that last episode. I just watched it this morning. I'm recording this on Wednesday when the final episode has aired. And honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest, I fucking loved the finale. I thought it was amazing. I gave the episode a 5 out of 5, just telling you that straight up right here. I loved it. The fight scene, okay, this is like big spoiler. So if you have not seen the final episode, please do not listen to this because this is insane. Because this was one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars, like the franchise itself, not just the show, which probably is my favorite scene in the show. But we finally have like our big showdown that we kind of been building up. You know, Obi-Wan's been meeting up with Darth Vader and like things don't go his way and he doesn't have his strength. But now in the final episode, he's got his strength. He's got his abilities, and him and Darth Vader fighting in the last episode was literally maybe my favorite thing in all of Star Wars. It was so cool. It was so well directed. It was beautifully shot, that fight scene. And, you know, we got to see Obi-Wan at full force, which I loved. Whenever he was like standing up and all the rocks, because they're like in the Rocky Mountains or whatever, and all the rocks were like around him and they were just shooting at Darth Vader. It was so cool. And then whenever Obi-Wan literally hit him in the fucking face with his lightsaber and half of his helmet was like missing and you could just see him and he was gross. But the thing that really did it for me, which I think was just such a great detail, I think it was literally genius, is when his helmet was like half missing, he started talking and it sounded way more like Anakin than it did Darth Vader, because I guess his like voice thing was kind of like broken whenever Obi-Wan hit him in the face. But it was so cool. I loved it. It was beautifully written, and I feel like that was such an important scene, and I feel like also it could have been very poorly written. Like, typically scenes like that, especially like in action movies and stuff, they are not always written very well, but I just thought that conversation that they had was so great, and I loved it, and my mouth was hanging open, and I was literally not moving an inch. I was like, the whole time that fight was happening. It was beautiful. I loved it. I gave that episode a 5 out of 5. Overall, I would give the series a 4.5 out of 5 just because there were some cringy moments. There was some cringy acting, some cringy writing. It's not perfect, but it's damn near close, and I really hope we get a season 2. If you've seen Obi-Wan, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments, and subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next review. Peace.